Nationalist stalwart Dorothy Grace Elder tells Bernard Ponsonby and Alex Massey the First Minister is very much an acolyte of whoever sat on him last. Former SNP MSP Dorothy Grace Elder has launched an astonishing attack on the party with just over 2 weeks to go until the general election, suggesting it is still controlled by Nicola Sturgeon. She describes John Swinney as a Sturgeonista who slides and slithers and is very much an acolyte of whoever sat on him last. She continues, I think you need Dinah Rod into that, SNP, frontbench. The comments come in the latest podcast from Scottish political journalists Bernard Ponsonby and Alex Massey. The former investigative journalist was an SNP MSP from 1999 to 2002, before quitting to sit as an independent. Asked about Swinney's plans for the party, said, I do remember suffering through being in his group when he was leader the first time round, and I don't think he will change in any way whatsoever. He is very much a Sturgeonist, and at that time, way back, we're talking 20 years ago, he was so obedient to Sturgeon on everything. She described Sturgeon as being like a woodpecker, pecking away at a tree stump. Every morning she'd be round at his office, nebbing, adding, and he did what she wanted, and he still will do, because the traces of Sturgeon are all over the party, unfortunately. Elder described independence as an honourable cause, but said the leadership of the SNP had failed the wider movement over the past 10 years, adding, I think you need Dinah Rod into that front bench because most of them are still the old hands. She said the First Minister fails to answer questions, adding, he slides and he slithers, he's exactly the same John Swinney that we remember. That old newspaper line Honest John is all just nonsense. He is very much an acolyte of whoever sat on him last. Swinney replaced Alex Salmond to become SNP leader for the first time in 2000, with Ms Elder saying, the bullying got completely out of hand after Salmond left. It was down to playground level, it was nothing intellectual, they could get away with anything, she added, insisting that when people complained, John disappeared. She said, you could always speak to Salmond. Not Swinney. On resigning from the party after a disagreement with Swinney and Sturgeon, Ms Elder said, there was only one way out, to resign from the SNP to remain on the Health Committee. Asked what went wrong after the referendum? The veteran Nat replied simply Sturgeon and her acolytes. She also suggested Sturgeon wanted the coalition deal with the Greens because she had lost control of the party grassroots. We got into this awful turmoil where we were no longer fighting poverty, we were talking about pronouns. That sort of craziness stems from personalities.